Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Above the Ring. I'm your host, Sam the SLB. Alongside me today, as always, the man behind the Twitter, the other half of his operations, Vince McMahon's voice of reason. It is Scott. And with us today, we have a very special guest. We're talking Revolution. This weekend, it's going on. We got a card to discuss. We have our good friends with us from Back to the Ring, Mr. Zach and the Riddler. Guys, how are we doing tonight? Or today, whenever this drops?
Ready to get some picks back on guys in the standings. I got like 1 point, I think. And so that was a big stepping stone for me. Now I'm ready to actually take over.
Yeah, I'm coming here this is the Riddler. I'm coming here to take over. I think if I win tonight, I'm looking good for the season we have going here, boys, right?
It's true. Yeah, you and me right now, we have 3 points apiece. Sam with 2, and Mr. Zach, as he said, with 1. But with Revolution and then WrestleMania's night 1 and 2, Mr. Zach still has a chance to take this from both of us. So I'm not counting Sam.
That's exactly what I'm going to do.
Points here, so.
Yeah, so before we get into it, I know you guys have a new season coming up. Want to plug that while we're sitting here quickly?
Yeah, absolutely, man. This spring, a couple weeks here, we're going to be dropping season 2 of Back to the Ring. Got some pretty sick episodes that we're going to do. Me and the genius over there, Mr. Zach. Actually, one of the episodes we're doing is going to be almost pretty ironic because tonight we're talking about Revolution, and one of the matches we're going to do is Revolution 2021. Moxley versus Kenny Omega.
An incredible bout if we don't talk about the ending of that match. Nonetheless. But
that's why we're going to redo it.
When that drops, I'm definitely curious about how you guys worked that one out. But guys, you can follow Back to the Ring on Spotify, on Twitter, on pretty much all other streaming platforms. You can find Scott, Scotty J Stream. Wow, I'm having a stroke tonight. Don't forget to follow him on his Raw Review, NXT Narrative, and SmackDown Study that drops on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays, respectively. But also, we, too, here at Above the Ring have some pretty big announcements. Not Tony Khan big, but we will mention, if you guys haven't already seen, we have a new YouTube exclusive show, Hot Takes, where we talk about topics that are popular in the wrestling world right now. And, discuss our opinions and maybe just throw fire to the wind. This week's was about, we decided to talk about Cody Rhodes signing with WWE, assuming he is. Now, I don't know if that's aged well with what we're about to talk about, but it's still worth a listen. Let us know what you guys think. And also, Scott and I have a announcement for ATR that actually you guys don't even know about that we just did today.
Yep.
Scott, if you want to be the guy to unwrap that present.
So, yeah.
Some big news here. Should I get a drum roll or something? You guys are getting me all fired up.
Well, so Sam and I had talked about previously going to WrestleMania, and then we made the decision to not go this year. However, we discussed other possible trips to go to and events to go enjoy. So over the last few days, pieces have been starting to fall into place, and today I secured tickets to Double or Nothing.
Holy
Sam
crap.
and I went to Vegas for Memorial Day weekend to go watch some ridiculous craziness for AEW.
Vegas, baby.
Not a bad place to be if you happen to be watching wrestling.
Right? Yeah, so we're super excited about that. Oh my God, today I was in the middle of a meeting and just paying attention to the meeting, and then all of a sudden my phone kind of went off for a pre-sale, and I was like, shit.
Good seats?
Yeah, we got section 11, which is almost dead center. It's not the floor level, it's that first seating level up, so we can see everything from the stage coming forward. So it took me about 15-20 minutes to find decent seats. They keep trying to stash us in the 200s, and I'm like, no, in the corners, and like, nah, forget that. If we're gonna pay some money, we're gonna find these good seats, and I was able to find them. So very, very excited. It'd be nice to go somewhere and just.
You can do some live episodes or what?
You guys got to document that trip at least. I'd be curious to follow you guys around getting into shit in Vegas.
Oh my God.
I think Scott and I, aside from the wrestling stuff, I think he and I, we definitely just need it. We're going to try to do some things. We have some ideas that we threw around, but I think Scott and I, for the most part, it's going to be one of those, we just need that week to like, just relax. Because he'll be finishing up his semester. I'll be, hopefully have sold my house by then. So we're both going to want to be like, let's just like, calm down.
Is Vegas really like a relaxed place though? I've never been, so.
It's vacation. That's all. Look, that's what I'm looking at.
All right.
I mean, we're set a little off the strip, so it's not like insanity. So you will have that quietness and that relaxation. But if we want to get crazy, we'll just go up 2 blocks and here's the strip.
Yeah. So big news, big things coming up. But let's get right quickly into this episode of Dynamite because we had Tony Khan's huge announcement, which I don't think we need to like hide at this point. You know, Tony Khan comes out and makes an announcement at the beginning of the show. And Scott can quote me on this because I've been saying this since almost the beginning, which is what, December, so it was like 3 months ago. You know, Tony Khan has bought Ring of Honor. I don't know about you guys, but I know Scott and I we've had talks about this. To me, I think this is, especially, I think, Riddler, you might have said it, how the roster keeps getting bloated. Right. And now you have this where you can turn it into a touring developmental brand.
Yep.
That'd be sick. Yeah, I mean, the roster's humongous. And I miss kind of with AEW, the mystique of seeing wrestlers that I don't know. And I feel like now it's kind of a lot of WWE guys. And I think it'll be cool to have more shows, you know, have Ring of Honor show, have Dark and all that. So I'm pumped, man. Should be cool.
I did see something that apparently an initial plan, I don't know how true it is, but this is what I saw. And it makes sense that they are going to use ROH as their developmental and from time to time have main event stars from Dynamite and Rampage dip into ROH to maybe, I don't know, get a rub or help out one of the young talents. So if that's the case, then that's really exciting. I like that. This move, like, well, as Sam said, he expected this for a while, but to actually hear it, that was crazy.
Do you think he'll buy like the NWA?
I would say no one. I mean, partnership, yes. So currently the NWA is owned by Billy Corgan of the Smashing Pumpkins, and he bought the NWA because he's a fan of wrestling.
Yep.
So,
right.
At some point, Billy Corgan goes, you know, this is not worth the investment anymore.
I wonder what their video library is like.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and they don't really have a place where they put that.
No, but I'm sure they have their records somewhere. But yeah, their oh my God, their video library would be, God, probably well over 100 years old.
Yeah.
Like that would be something HBO Max would want, you know, in my opinion.
Right?
Get something like that.
Well, it's kind of funny you bring that up because there's another argument that was I don't know if it was shared in our group chat or somebody else. There were rumors that there's supposed to be some HBO Max AEW thing going on where there's like a wrestling portion of it. Where it might be maybe like too. Peacock and WWE. I don't know.
I think that would make sense, man. I mean,
I need to easily be able to pull up past AEW stuff. I mean, even that is, you know, harder than it should be right now. So
yeah, I'd love to go back and watch All In again, just to see that magic starting from the very beginning. Now that they own ROH, in theory, we should be able to get that at some point.
More content.
So much more content.
Love it.
But it was cool following up with this, where Tony Khan decided we're just going to kick off tonight's Dynamite with pretty much the main event from their very first event in 2002. Christopher Daniels taking on Bryan Danielson, which, I mean, I'll be honest with you, I missed this one, and that was because it was Ash Wednesday. I went to go get ashes, and I'm like, I'll be home in time. That was not the case.
It was a good match. I enjoyed it. Obviously, it's nice to see Christopher Daniels back on television again. And the match was good. And hopefully, it leads to at least more Danielson being on television. Of course, now with ROH being bought, there's obviously people are already talking about invasion angles. So it would be interesting to see if maybe Daniels shows up on ROH's side of things. And so I don't know.
No feedback on the Back to the Ring side?
I'm watching the genius here. I'm just waiting for him to get going, just to unleash.
I thought Sam was just gonna rip rapid fire through Dynamite, but
I mean, we can do that. We can do that if that's what we're about. I really want to cover the RH thing. That was, I think, the big thing from the show to talk about.
It's a really cool callback. Christopher Daniels coming back, first time on TV in a while. So I think that was a really cool moment on top of TK's announcement.
Okay, well, we will sucker punch through this then, because there is a lot to. There was we had the tag team Casino Battle Royale, which was won by the Young Bucks. Wow, I don't know what's going on with me today. I did not have a lot of caffeine. I promise you guys. Won by the Young Bucks, with help from Red Dragon. So this tag team match just went to 11 in for the pay-per-view. You had the bit between MJF and CM Punk. Obviously, I was waiting for everyone sitting there waiting for it. And then he does a swerve. It's like, there it is. I literally tweeted that out. And there it is. That was a good bit. Solid blade job by CM Punk, too.
Oof.
A lot of blood on that.
Oh, my God.
Or a bad blade job, because he
right, yeah. Depending on how you're looking at it, yeah. And I love how both wore white. I'm like, all right, we're really selling this blood tonight.
Yep. Following that, we had the tag match between Dr. Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter taking on Thunder Rosa, and Mercedes Martinez, with Thunder Rosa pinning Britt Baker. So this is...
Whoa.
Yep.
Yeah. I didn't know that. I'm sorry. That's crazy. That might change my pick.
Right? I know.
Yeah, that's good, Riddler. Yeah, act like it didn't happen. Thunder Rosa didn't pin Britt Baker. You're right. That's good.
I'm always playing mind games. Don't worry.
Following that, we had Wardlow taking on Cesar Bononi, with Wardlow getting the win. There was a bit, I don't remember if it was before or after, where him and MJ had words, and MJ actually smacked Wardlow after Wardlow said, and I quote, that's because I'm always helping you win matches.
Yep.
So we're that much closer to that feud exploding.
And they also had the bit after the match when Shawn Spears came in to try to use the chair. Wardlow stopped him. And then Spears got all mad, and then Wardlow just stepped right up to him, and it was like the memes for this look. The Wardlow just staring straight at Spears, and Spears looking away to the side. It was just like, this is great. So I even tweeted out something. It was like, oh, when the fear of God gets put into you, and you guys just looking. It's great. So many memes from that. It was just perfect. Shawn Spears is so underrated, and he's going to get absolutely destroyed by Wardlow. You know he's going to be the first target. And, well, yeah, it's going to be glorious to watch.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And then finally, we had the 6-man tag team, which almost felt like a tease for Ring of Honor 6-man tag belts coming back. Hangman Page and the Dark Order taking on Adam Cole, Bebe, and Red Dragon, with Cole and Red Dragon getting the win. I love a good 6-man tag. We don't seem to get these too often. Great. Don't really need to say much about that because we really want to talk about this card. They're starting to hit.
It's a loaded card.
11 matches. It's insane.
When Scott and I started, when we became friends and we were watching like NXT, the phrase we'd use for NXT was, there's no way they can outdo this pay-per-view. And then the next one would happen. And I'm like, they did it, but there's no way they can and they consistently did it. I'm starting to feel like AEW is starting to push that route.
Yep.
Granted, All Out this past year was like, that might be top 5, if not top 3 by the end of the decade.
For AEW or for everything?
Oh, for the decade.
Oh, okay.
Like when the 2020s are over, like that for me is still like.
Okay. All right.
There's a lot of years left.
It's true.
Yeah, no, I don't say it often because I'm willing to give other people shots, but that card, start to finish, just spoke with me. I don't think there was a bad moment in that card. Also, the ending, I think I still watch continuously, and I get chills down my spine. I don't know about you guys. Okay, Scott, let's pull some straws, shall we?
Well, I think the only proper thing to do is for me to go first, because unfortunately I had to push this podcast back because I'm an idiot and forgot I was in class tonight. So it is what it is.
Or is this almost like a draft kind of thing where like no, because that doesn't work. I was gonna say it'd be like the football draft with the one who's on the bottom goes first, but I'm like, that doesn't doesn't help anybody.
Just go by who's in first place. They pick last.
Oh, that means that you and I, Riddler, will be last. That means Mr. Zach, unfortunately, would have to go first.
Right. Let's let Scott do his self-imposed sanction here.
Yep. No, we'll go with
forgetting about class.
It's true. I'll take one for the team so I can influence the rest of you for your picks, so that maybe I'll play some mind games and you'll go the opposite direction, and I'll be like, ha, and then I'll run the table like I did during SummerSlam. But that's neither here nor there.
Nice spin. All right.
All right, Sam.
First
match on the card.
We're going to go through our very handy-dandy, reliable source I like to call Wikipedia. We're going to go through the two pre-show matches. First and foremost, I think this is the free space on the bingo board.
Yeah.
Hook taking on QT Marshall.
Yeah.
Does anyone want to guess QT Marshall on this one?
High risk, high reward.
Really?
I mean, it's true. It could be. I'm already putting in Hook for everybody because I already know that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, well, I'm a hooker, so let's do Hook.
Big hooker. Yeah,
I've turned.
I don't think I've gotten to talk to you guys like in this format since Hook debuted. But so much about his presentation, everything has been so amazing so far.
It's incredible. Like the first time when he came out, everybody was already all excited for him, and I'm just like, all right, whatever. We'll see how this kid does. And then after like his first or second match, I was just like, I'm all in. Like, holy shit, this kid just has it. Like, God bless him.
Yeah, and he's great in the ring. I don't think many people are that good that quickly.
Yeah. That was my big thing. Like, he has the presence, but like, how is he in the ring? And then I was like, okay, yep, this kid's got it. We're good. Let's go.
I mean, the odds are if your dad is Taz, you're probably going to be good at wrestling.
This is a good point. That is very good point, sir.
That's a fair assessment.
Dude,
Okay.
Taz was such a badass. I'm sorry, dude. He was such a badass back in the day.
Yeah, he was.
I mean, now he is too. I'm just saying, like, dude, so awesome.
No, he's so great. I still love Taz. I know some people don't like his. I've always loved his commentary. I know it might not be coherent half the time.
Oh, he's hilarious.
But
it's the best part of SmackDown back in the day.
Him and Michael Cole, incredible.
Oh my God, yes.
So we're gonna hop right into match number 2. Chris Statlander taking on legit Layla Hirsch.
I'm just gonna go first and take Chris Statlander.
Okay. Any reason why?
I was gonna say something that's probably not appropriate, so I was gonna say something about Ukraine and Russia, which isn't really a good thing.
Ooh.
So yeah, I just don't see her winning.
She does usually don Russian colors, right?
Yes.
She has Layla.
Yeah, but she was adopted really very young.
Yeah.
But like on her gear, she's had that.
Right.
So yeah, that is very true.
That's something to look for. I bet she probably won't have it on this pay-per-view.
No, probably not. Although maybe she will. She's playing the heel. Well, actually, in this feud, I really don't know who the heel is anymore. Because when Chris is dropping lines like, I understand why your parents, left you for, whatever. I was like, holy shit. I'm like, you're supposed to be the face here? What's going on?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to go with Layla. Whether we want to, I really like the idea of what Riddler was saying. Actually, no. I'm going to say opposite of that. If we're going to go that route,
dude,
if we're going to go that route, okay?
I'm not going that route.
Well, I'm going to go that route.
Samus.
Because I'm pretty sure
HER,
like you said,
canceled.
Oh, man. Oh, we're going to be canceled.
I don't know. You never know the internet these days. But I would argue, I haven't seen a lot of this feud. It's kind of just been lingering in the background. I don't know if it was more of a darker elevation kind of thing, Scott.
I don't know. They've talked about it for a while, then it disappeared for a couple of weeks. Now it's back right before the pay-per-view.
Yeah, it's on and off. I don't see how, again, this is from what I've seen. I don't see how Chris Statlander winning this kind of like, oh, cool, she gets a win over the late. I almost feel like Chris has these moments where she's like really, really good and she's awesome. And then there's other ones she's kind of like not her wrestling or anything, but like her story's mediocre. For her to win this, I'm just like, oh, like okay, cool. What do you do with that? Where right. Layla could win this, and maybe it leads Chris into this whole, I don't know, like rebuilding of her, some Rocky thing, some Rocky story. I don't know, but I feel like there might be more benefit for Layla to win this. So I'm going with Layla.
I actually agree with you, Sam. I think this could be her, maybe not necessarily a breakout win, but I think Chris Statlander would be her biggest opponent that she would beat in AEW. So I will pick Layla as well.
Mr. I'll stick with my tag team partner Riddler on this, and I'll go with the alien Chris Statlander. So
all right,
true 2 against 2 on this match.
So right out the rip. We're not even in the show yet, and we're already splitting up. I like it. All right. So first match on the card for the actual pay-per-view, we have Jade Cargill defending her TBS championship versus Tay Conti.
I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it since both Zach and I, this is tough because like 2 of my favorite ladies are wrestling. And as much as I want Ty to win this one, they've put so much behind Jade. And I don't know what good it does if Jade loses the belt this fast. So I'm going to say it. My girl Ty loses. Jade Cargill retains.
You have been very vocal, very big Ty Conti guy.
Mm-hmm.
So that is big of you to say that, to admit that. I'll agree with you and also pick Jade. She has done very well with the That Bitch Show championship, and yeah, too big, too strong, too athletic for Conti. She retains.
Yeah, Jade's not going to lose this one.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Yeah, I'm in complete agreement with everybody. So looks like this one may also be a free space on the bingo board. Gonna be a good match, but yeah, I don't see Jade dropping this title for a while. They're gonna have to build some face woman up for a little while before they can have somebody who can come in and knock Jade off her undefeated streak.
Agreed. So following that, we have the Hardy Family Office, Andrade, Isaiah, and Matt taking on Darby Allin, Sammy Guevara, and Sting. This one, I don't even know on this on. I think I might have an idea. I don't know about you guys.
Do you want to go first?
I will go. You know what? I'm gonna throw my hat into the. I'm not gonna throw my hat, but I'm gonna. I got a story, Riddler, when I was in Florida about my Browns hat. I have to tell you, I told Scott about this. This is funny, but anyways, with the way things have been going and the people that Andrade has been surrounding himself with, whether it be MJF, FTR, as much as I want to say Darby and Sammy and Sting are gonna win, Andrade's been playing dirty. If he wasn't playing dirty, I would say, yeah, this is Darby, Sammy, and Sting winning. But with the people he's brought in, Matt Hardy a little bit too, but I feel like Andrade is the key here in this one. I feel like he plays a bigger part here than we all think. So I'm going to say...
shit, I'm sorry. I'll wait for you to drop.
I was going to say Hardy Family Office wins this one.
I wonder if he's going to bring out Jeff Hardy.
I don't know if that 90 days up yet. Oh, no. I think they said it was like the middle of the month.
I mean, you can see him coming out and dropping Darby.
That would be pretty interesting.
Oh, could you imagine that? I don't even want. Let's not even fantasy book that one because I'm gonna have a mental orgasm on that.
Yeah. Matt and Jeff are gonna be in. They're wrestling in my neck of the woods, Albany, New York, in a couple weeks. They're wrestling Cardona and
the Cardonas.
What? Cardona and Brian Myers?
Yes. They're wrestling those two guys in Albany in a couple weeks. Thinking about going, but yeah, so that'd be wild if Jeff showed up here, but yeah, it may not be time yet. I'm thrown off by the whole Matt Hardy walking out on Private Party recently. Seems like there's a lot of tension still with HFO, AHFO. I will give you Sam Andrade could be the key here. Maybe he ends up kind of single-handedly winning this, but I think I just see the stuff with Matt Hardy kind of walking out on his team. I don't think they're totally on the same page. So I'll go with Darby and Sammy and Sting.
I'm going to agree with Mr. Zach. I was going to drop that, but beat me to the punch. So congratulations on that one. But yes, Matt Hardy has been obviously a little broken recently. And if we remember the match between Andrade and Sammy Guevara for the TNT Championship, Matt pushed Andrade's feet off the rope, which caused Sammy to kick out. So there's already some dissension there. So part of me feels like Matt's going to just go apeshit during this pay-per-view and turn on Andrade probably and cause them to lose the match.
Oh, so soon?
I think so. I think that this is eventually going to lead to an Andrade versus Matt Hardy feud. And then once Jeff's fully cleared, I think Jeff then will probably come in and maybe save Matt. I don't know. There's a lot of little variables, but I think that for me anyways, I think Matt's going to be just continue to come unhinged, and it will cause his team to lose on Sunday.
Wonderful.
Yeah. I'm just going to keep it real simple. I don't see Andrade Hardy getting a win here. I'm just going to go full Darby Sting. Everyone goes home happy.
All right.
So that's where I went. Got it. Okay, let's move on.
That's where you get your point. That's where you get your points, Sam.
Maybe.
I may change my first pick. I'm still thinking about it here, if I can do that.
Can't change.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, following that, we have this triple threat for the tag team titles: Jurassic Express, Red Dragon, and the Young Bucks.
Wow. It's going to be sweet.
This...
Probably a lot of action, a lot of spots.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
This one's a little more tough, where I think interactions between Red Dragon and Young Bucks could cost each other the belts, but also give one of them the opportunity to win.
Right. I think
You
this
don't
one
know if they're
honestly
gonna
might be
be.
the toughest one on the card.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna say Jurassic Express keeps the titles.
Oh, all right.
I'm gonna say that because I have a feeling maybe one of these teams. I mean, you can make the argument the other way around. One of them wins, pins the other one and then they want a title shot. But I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna say Jurassic Express retain. Jurassic Express retains. I can't speak today. Wow. And this really starts the meltdown between Red Dragon and the Young Bucks.
Well, you want to go first, Zach?
I'm very torn on this one as well because with all those variables, they could go so many different ways with it. They've been teasing a lot of that with the interactions with Red Dragon and the Young Bucks and with Adam Cole and all their crossing over of friendships, and are they really together or not? So are they gonna who's gonna turn on who in this match, or is that all a red herring and they're gonna come together in this match, work against Jurassic Express, and maybe be cool with one of them just getting the win at the end? So I don't know. I kind of want to just make a title change here, and I'm gonna go with the Young Bucks. I think that Red Dragon has been the team that has felt like they're the ones that are kind of being a little sneaky towards the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks aren't really sure how to deal with them. So I think the Young Bucks will smart enough. They'll find a way to come out on top here.
That's bold.
Yeah. What do you got, Riddler?
I'm going to go with Red Dragon, take the titles. I think I think everything means more with the title, and I think the feud with the Young Bucks coming up probably needs some titles involved. When is Jurassic Express going to split, you think? Or is that not even in the cards?
I don't think that's anywhere near the cards, unless Luchasaurus turns heel, because I don't think Jungle Boy could ever really turn heel. The crowd loves him way too much. I just don't see that happening anytime soon. They're kind of like the New Day in that sense, where they have such a bond where it's not gonna go anywhere.
So you think like if Jungle ever gets a singles push, it would kind of be like where the Lucha would be right next to him?
Yep, I think so.
I
don't think he'll turn on him.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, if we want to talk about this like in regards to age, I think Luchasaurus is pushing 40, if not already 40, and Jungle Boy is what, 24, 25?
Yeah, he's in his early to mid 20s, so yeah, he's got a long time to go.
So my argument would be, Luchasaurus would probably be backing him at that point.
Yeah. For me, this is so tough because everybody has made such great points, and I'm like, I'm so torn with this match. I don't know who's gonna win.
And all three of us have picked.
I know
a different team.
All
so now it's up on
picks.
you. Who are you gonna side with?
I know, that's the crazy part. It's like I can see both Riddler and Zach's points about how they're gonna be eventually feud. One's gonna pin the other or something, but part of me on the same thing agrees with Sam, is that they're gonna cost each other the titles, and Jurassic Express will retain.
That's so predictable, though.
I know, but
sometimes it's predictable.
Sometimes you need it that way. Yeah.
Keep in mind,
I don't think that Red Dragon and the Young Bucks need a title to feud.
Keep in mind, we still have the main event where there could be.
Correct.
There's some stuff going on. I got going on in my head too. Yeah.
You know what?
That's why this card's awesome.
I know. God. All right. I'm gonna stick with my tag partner. I'm gonna say Jurassic Express retains. I just feel like Red Dragon and the Young Bucks are just gonna fight the whole time, and then they're gonna do ridiculous shit to one another, and like freaking Jungle Boy's gonna sneak in at the last minute and pin probably both of them to get the win, and then they can go off and argue why they lost the title. They'll blame one another, and then it'll just turn into this ginormous feud, and I can't wait to watch that.
Something we'll probably see in Vegas.
Oh boy.
You think like a blood and guts match?
Oh.
Will Kenny be back by then?
Putting ideas in their heads.
God.
We have to share a hotel room, guys. I want to keep that.
Oh God, Sam, no, it's all right. We got a 2-bedroom suite for a week. We're good, brother. I hooked us up. We're good.
Oh, it's getting hot in here. Is it a smoking room? Bring my humidor.
It's unfortunately not. But it's all right. We got the whole strip and everything else to do.
So another match that is actually the next couple I think are kind of difficult to choose. Next up on the card is Jon Moxley taking on Bryan Danielson. I'll
go. I can guarantee that both guys are going to bleed in this match. That's like I'll bet $10 million on that.
Yep.
So yeah, it should be pretty brutal, and I'm gonna pick Jon Moxley. I think that he's got to get the win over Danielson, but in that defeat, he'll gain respect for Danielson, and then they can move forward with their partnership because then they've bled together.
Yep.
I was.
Go ahead, Sam. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was leaning towards that as well. I was just thinking, as much as I'd like to see a couple of matches between these two, which you could do if they do have a partnership. It's not something I necessarily need more than once, especially since they do both have two different styles of wrestling. So I would agree with you, Zach. Going with Moxley on that.
Yeah, and I'm gonna agree with both of you. Because first off, this is John's first huge match since coming back from his self-induced rehab, and this storyline has so much meat on the bone left that I think Bryan Danielson will be even more impressed with Moxley after they bleed together in this match. And like Zach said, this is going to be worse than CM Punk bleeding during Dynamite blood. Like, we might have like graphic video messaging on the screen because it's going to be so bad. But yeah, I think Moxley will take this, and then the true magic happens. And just thinking about the possibilities of who Moxley and Danielson can take under their wing, the excitement. Oh my God.
And now think about it with the idea that Ring of Honor becomes the developmental brand.
Right.
Makes you think.
Man, you guys really think highly of Moxley, huh?
Well, I guess we know where Riddler's going.
You guys are writing a love story about him here.
Only at 5'2", not that
though,
high.
Like, I think when you think of like Jon Moxley, Dean Ambrose, you don't think of like the best technical wrestler. So I'm kind of confused like this whole time what Bryan Danielson's been trying to like say, really. Because I have a hard time enjoying Moxley matches. I'm trying to be honest.
Okay, all right.
So I don't think. I mean, like, are there any good matches? Like, what's the best Moxley match?
I mean, it depends on if you like you said, like you're a little confused by his style. Like, he was always a brawler. At least when he was Dean Ambrose, he was never really a super technical wrestler. He always had that brawler status. And I think that obviously that's followed him and kind of ratcheted it up a little bit since he's come
like
to
Stone
AEW.
Cold kind of, right?
When after Stone Cold had his neck injury, he transformed from more of a technical wrestler to a brawler, and I can definitely see Moxley kind of falling into that vein a little bit. It's just like in the same thing, like the crowd pops. and his match styles, yeah, they're not pretty, but he'll punch and kick you in the face, and we will eat it up.
I'm sorry, I'm going to step in here.
Hey, go ahead.
This is how I could explain it. Yes, I'd say Moxley's like Stone Cold. He's a great character. He's a brawler. But if you're going to go in that vein, Bryan Danielson is Bret Hart, an incredible tactical wrestler. No, I love Bret Hart, but I'm just saying in terms of what, like, difference in styles.
Oh, like we're going WrestleMania 13 here, Sam. I like this.
And don't get me wrong, Bryan Danielson, since coming to AEW, has been flawless. There's not been a bad match that guy has had.
It's very true. This could be Jon Moxley's best match that he'll ever have in his career in AEW.
Because of
Bryan Danielson. Yes, I agree with that 100%.
I think Bryan Danielson's going to win. So
okay. I mean,
yeah, I don't see a. Like, I feel like Moxley is a natural heel. I feel like he's going to go heel again at some point.
I mean, technically, Danielson is a heel. So, I mean, if you're correct. I mean, he could definitely go heel and just, I don't know. Like, for me, I don't.
Because wasn't he going to go heel before he went to rehab? Like, wasn't that like the thing that he was like leaning towards that, darker side?
He was destroying people. Yeah, he was destroying people in like 10 seconds and then just coming in, just paradigm shift 1, 2, 3, and then he's gone. And it was leading into his feud with Orange Cassidy, and then he put himself in rehab. And now that he's back, he's obviously a fan favorite again. But for me, I don't see what Bryan Danielson winning does for this whole, I don't want to say feud, but this whole angle that they're trying to go for. Yeah. Having Moxley winning, at least for me, shows Danielson that, all right, I was correct in making this decision for coming after Moxley. He beat me. I'll get him again. I'll get him down the road. But for now, we're going to destroy shit in the meantime. Eventually, I can definitely see Danielson turning on Moxley. However long this takes, I don't know. The AEW loves to do this long-term storytelling, a.k.a. Adam Page. So this could be the long game for them. But that's just how I'm thinking about it. And I mean, yeah.
It's probably the correct way. I've actually broken up Jurassic Express tonight. I've done that. I picked Danielson to win, so I'm not probably looking too hot.
Well, I mean, I could be completely overthinking this, and you're probably going to be, you could be 100% correct. So who knows? That's the best part about doing these shows. That's why I love having everybody on, is that we have all these different opinions and we talk about what the different possibilities that could happen during these shows.
I think I'm just doing like what I would want to do, and that's probably why I'm not doing good.
Well, I mean, you are tied for the lead, so you're doing something. Yeah,
right. That's my excuse.
Oh, that's Zach's excuse.
Well, following that, we have another one. I think, again, these three matches might be the most difficult to choose. The next one on this list is Chris Jericho taking on Eddie Kingston, which I told Scott this is going to be not the wrestling match, but the fight of the night.
Yes.
This is going to be a brawl.
Yes. I will take the reins on this one for first. Eddie Kingston wins. This is his breakout match of his career here. Jericho says he can't win the big one. I say differently. I will pick Eddie Kingston to win this tonight or on Sunday.
I agree with you, Scott. I just don't think beating Jericho at this point in his career is really the big one for me. I don't think they're going to push Kingston anywhere after this win, but I think he'll win. I mean, what's he going to do? Is he going to be a world title contender or TNT contender?
Well, I mean, he will be defeating the first ever AEW heavyweight champion. And it's just Jericho right now has this inflated ego that he is still like the influencer and everything else. And I think Eddie winning, I don't know if it'll be a clean win. But I don't know. This could be the beginning of a feud, like over like a couple pay-per-views. So Sam and I might be watching some, I don't know, maybe a death match come between those two. Who knows? I just think Eddie's going to surprise Jericho. and then it's going to put Jericho on his heels, and then he's going to start attacking Eddie going forward.
Yeah, I'll agree and also pick Eddie. Eddie's got to get his signature win on a pay-per-view over one of the biggest names in the business of all time. Still one of the biggest names. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I would feel if Chris Jericho wins, beats Eddie Kingston. I would much rather see Eddie get his signature win here. I think that would be really awesome for him. I think Jericho's been a big proponent of Eddie, getting him into the company, and big fan of his. I think he wants to put him over here.
Yep.
I will. You know what? I'm going to follow suit, and I'm going to say Kingston. Kingston is going to win this. The only thing I could think of is if they wanted to do like a trio of matches between them, but I don't think they need this. I don't think they need that. He needs this. I don't think you need to use Jericho more. I don't want to say enhancement talent, but kind of help bring it, move everyone else up, give everyone else more status because he's not young anymore.
His point at this point in his career is to give everybody else the rub, to help them look better. And I think, like you said, like Eddie's been like the voice in the back, but now it's time to give him his flowers now. Let him win by beating Jericho.
Okay, so up next we have the Face of the Revolution ladder match for a future AEW TNT Championship title shot. You know what? I have a pick off the bat.
Okay.
I have no problems hopping right into this. I would argue if this was a title shot, if this was a world title shot, my choices might be a little different. But seeing that this is for the TNT title and a certain somebody just joined the company, the one that makes sense to me is Keith Lee.
Sam's ready to bask.
Like, I remember the first time I was made aware of Keith Lee in NXT. I didn't watch him when he was in Ring of Honor, prior to that. But I remember watching him and seeing a big guy his size doing a moonsault. Not even off the ropes. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yep.
Like, he looks like Rey Mysterio. Like a cruiserweight. How... He's... I would argue, and I think Scott might be WWE's biggest fuck-up when it comes to releases.
Yeah, definitely one of them. Definitely top 3, I would say, in the last couple of years.
I've been a huge fan of Keith Lee for a while. I love Keith Lee, but I also think he doesn't have to win the TNT title, but I think he needs to at least have that title shot now on AEW television. So it's Keith Lee.
Let's see.
I do like Keith Lee too.
You think Keith Lee too?
Oh no, I'm gonna pick Wardlow.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going with Wardlow.
All right, Mr. Zach, what about you?
I'll agree with my tag partner. I want to pick Wardlow. Keith Lee would be my second choice, but I really just want to see the MJF stuff play out, and with Wardlow having to give up the championship as part of his contract with MJF. So I really want to see that all play out, and they added a little more to that with that segment we talked about from Dynamite, and MJF saying that, I'll actually let you keep that title, even though it's in the contract that you have to give it to me. And
right,
because I know you're not going to win it, kind of raise the heat there. So I just really want to see that all play out. That's the main reason picking Wardlow.
Yep. And I'm on that same train with you guys. I think this is Wardlow's time. And like you said, the MJF stuff, it's just going to happen, and it's going to be ridiculous. The only reason why I'm not picking Keith Lee is because of Powerhouse Hobbs and Ricky Starks. 2 weeks in a row now, they've interrupted a Keith Lee interview. So during this match, there's going to be insanity between the three of them. Personally, I cannot wait to see Keith Lee versus Powerhouse Hobbs. I think that match is going to be one of the best Haas matches that AEW will ever have. But I just feel like Keith's going to get taken out by Powerhouse Hobbs and Ricky Starks. All three of them might be getting taken out. Somebody's going to go through a stage, or God knows, some ridiculous thing's going to happen, and those three are going to get taken out. Whoever wins between Christian Cage and Ethan Page on, I believe that's a Dynamite show, so I'll cover that on. By the time this comes out, it'll already have come out. But I don't think either one of them is going to win. Cassidy's an interesting pick, but I just feel like it's Wardlow's time.
I thought I was going out on a limb there. I feel good about my pick now.
No, yeah, that's a good pick. I like that a lot.
I always come up short, and that's only because I'm like 5'2". So. Okay. Up next we have. I feel like a Mormon here. My other girl, Thunder Rosa, taking on the AEW Women's Champion, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. And again,
should I already like put in with pen for Mr. Zach? I think we already know who's picking.
Sharpie.
It's Sharpies, that's right.
Yeah, permanent marker.
Shit. Tattoo on the back of his lower back.
You might say that that's a biased pick, but really, I mean, I think if you asked me after Britt and Thunder Rosa's Lights Out match, that was a pretty long time ago at this point. But after that, immediately after that, I would have said, yeah, absolutely. I mean, Thunder Rosa seems like she'll be the one to knock off Britt, take the title from her. But I honestly feel like Thunder Rosa maybe lost a little of that momentum since then. I don't feel the same way as I did right after that Lights Out match. I don't think she's done quite as much of note. And so to prove to me that she is worthy of taking the title off of Dr. Britt Baker DMD and carrying the women's division. So Britt's going to retain because nobody else is on her level yet.
It's as much as I love Thunder Rosa and I think she would be great as a champion. We always talk about people who haven't needed the titles, and I don't think Thunder Rosa has been hindered with not having a title. But that being said, I don't know who I'd want to take the belt off of Britt. I don't know who. If you gave it to Thunder Rosa, I feel like that would be like a month or two. It wouldn't be a long title run. What I'm saying is that I'm with you. I think Britt is keeping the belt. I just don't know who's going to take it off of her, to be honest with you. It could be another year at this point. Unless it's Jade Cargill. That's like the only argument I have.
Ooh, yeah, a title versus title.
Jade was the only one I was worried about. Or if the other thing I'm worried about is if Jamie Hayter decides to turn on Britt and screw her over. But that's not going to happen.
Right. No.
Would never happen.
Who you picking, Riddler?
I need to make up some points. I want to take Thunder Rosa.
Woo!
But I think this is going to be the match of the night for sure, for me at least. I mean, all right. Their first match was awesome. Looking forward to this one.
It definitely was. For me, I'm going to my safety net that I've used for years, thanks to my friend Mark. He knows what I'm talking about. When somebody goes over somebody else, the last show before pay-per-view, they're not gonna win at the pay-per-view. It's about 95% correct. So the fact that I fully expected Thunder Rosa to win the match on Dynamite, but to pin Jamie Hayter. The fact that she pinned Britt, I immediately said out loud, I said, Britt's winning at the pay-per-view. So I'm picking Britt to retain.
A dirty win?
Yes, absolutely. This will not be a clean victory.
The dirtiest.
Yeah, Jamie Hayter's definitely going to get involved. I feel like maybe even Mercedes Martinez will get involved again. Part of me feels that maybe this might have been a big long con, and Mercedes is going to cost Thunder Rosa her title shot or her title match. So I don't know, but I don't think this is the end yet for Britt.
Yes.
I feel like she's been champ for a while though, and she's been going and going and going. I wonder when, did she need to take time off?
That's true. I mean, she doesn't necessarily have to wrestle a lot. I mean, Kenny did it for how long? So
yeah, that's true.
You can keep sending Jamie Hayter out for a while, or maybe even Rebel, and who knows. But yeah, no, eventually you're right. She's going to need to take some time off to recover, I'm sure. But I don't think she drops this title on Sunday.
And I forgot that she was outside line too with that knee or her leg injury.
That's right.
Too. She was out for
a
while.
That's right.
I think she might have it a little longer. I'm just thinking of, was it Impact had Deonna Purrazzo as the Knockouts champion for quite a bit. But again, in that situation, we couldn't think of somebody who would take the belt off her. I think that's my thing. I don't think we have somebody just yet. You need somebody. It's kind of like my argument when MJF becomes a champion. He needs to be a champion for a long time.
Yes. It can't be a 6-month run. This is going to be a year and a half long run. They need to build somebody up that can eventually take that title from him, because I think we had this discussion before. The person who will beat MJF is going to be Wardlow. I feel like that without a shadow of a doubt. I think Wardlow will be the next face AEW heavyweight champion after MJF wins it, because he's coming for that title soon. And it's great that you talked about MJF, because we segue into that match, Sam.
Right in the next one. Right to the next one.
This dog collar match between CM Punk and MJF. The promos for the last couple of weeks have been some of the best stuff that I've ever seen. Like the heartstrings, talking about how MJF was abused as a kid, and like they went deep with this. And I was just like, holy shit, this is amazing storytelling. And this match is, oh my God. You want to talk about blood between Moxley and Danielson? I think we better have the Red Cross on standby, because we're going to need blood transfusions after these matches.
A lot of blading.
Oh my God. Well, with this, we may not even need a blade because of the dog collar. This might be natural bleed. For me, I'm picking MJF. I just think that he's going to continue with that momentum from when he beat Punk in Chicago. And I feel like this entire thing has just been done so well. And I think MJF's going to take this and run with it.
Sam, why don't you go next?
Yeah, because I got thoughts.
You look really excited.
He's got thoughts.
Because I've been thinking about, Scott and I, we've been trying for a long time. That's why we started doing hot takes, because we were, for a while, him and I would start fantasy booking mid-show. And for 20 minutes, we talk about one thing. So I'm going to do a quick fantasy book here. I'm going to go with MJF, because it's probably going to be a third bout with CM Punk.
Okay.
Something else is going to happen again. How he wins, probably Sean Spears. Maybe Wardlow gets involved. I don't know. But I think MJF is taking this because this would be a big win for him.
Yeah.
But I think there would be a third bout in which he would lose, probably due to Wardlow.
Maybe a double or nothing.
That's my thoughts. I think when you're playing the long game like that, you have this really compelling storyline where MJF looks invincible.
Mm.
And then you have this other side going on where his bodyguard, the guy who's been with him for, again, since way before day one, he was in MLW with him, if I'm not mistaken, way before this. You need a big finish, and I think that would be a big finish for both storylines. CM Punk wins because Wardlow gets involved.
It costs MJF the whole, maybe for a number one contendership.
Yeah.
So how far are you pushing the Hangman title reign then?
We'll talk about that next match.
Because you're doing, we got quarterly pay-per-views here, so.
I would argue with the way they've been handling the titles. The only titles that haven't lasted long is the TNT Championship. I would argue, give or take 9 months, a run. At this point, I would argue, and I know you're not going to like this, Riddler, but I would say All Out he loses that title.
It's a long time.
It is, but remember how long Kenny had that. Kenny had that for almost a year.
True.
And they've been trying to do the long runs. They haven't been trying to do this. Oh, we're going to give you this for 3 months, this for 6 months, you for 2 months, you for 1 month, you for a day. They've been trying to give the title a little more meaning than that. Right. So I would say All Out for the title. Get a whole summer of build-up now.
Yeah, it's true. For sure.
Maybe I win the title. I don't know.
I'm going to go with MJF as well. I think he's going to win, like you said, somehow dirty. I just don't see what benefit it is for Punk to win. And if Punk does win, is he going to get a push against Hangman? I mean, that could be a good defense for Hangman, too.
It's true.
Double or nothing. CM Punk, Hangman. Just saying. I mean, there's tons of ways you can go. I mean, Wardlow could turn on MJF this weekend.
That's true. No, that is very true.
But, MJF it is.
All right. That means I get to pick up a point on everybody.
Ooh.
Oh,
I
man.
am picking CM Punk.
I
was actually leaning strongly towards MJF, the whole way up until Dynamite. And when they did the reveal, whatever you want to call it, that MJF was, not really being super honest or whatever, or he, after the hug gives Punk the nut shot and bloodies up CM Punk like crazy. Now I'm thinking, all right, now I just really want to see CM Punk beat that guy. I was thinking if they didn't reveal it then on Dynamite, that if they went into this match, the dog collar match, CM Punk was going to maybe let his guard down a little bit because he was starting to feel a little bit for MJF. And then MJF would use that in the match to get the advantage and get the win over CM Punk. So I think the fact that he revealed his hand before the pay-per-view means that CM Punk is going to be all fired up. You're going to get the best CM Punk. CM Punk beats MJF. And then I think, well, that sets up for that. You could continue that feud because MJF has the win, or what is it, 2 wins over CM Punk in the same night, whatever. CM Punk gets the win over MJF, so then they can do another match. And then I think after CM Punk wins this and Wardlow wins the ladder match, MJF goes back to Wardlow all pissed off, and he's like, you know what, forget what I said before, now I'm all pissed off. I do want that title that you're going to get now that I see you won the ladder match. And so that's how I would book it.
Some good booking. I do like that book. I'm not going to change my pick. My only rebuttal would be is that you talk about MJF showing his hand too quickly. The amount of damage that he did to Punk before this thing on Dynamite happened already puts MJF in CM Punk's head, playing that mental game. Now that he's bloodied him up, Punk could start to doubt himself maybe a little bit. Or, like you said, he comes out all guns blazing, ready to go, and just absolutely destroys MJF, and you get a point over all of us. I don't know. This is going to be a lot of fun to watch. It's definitely going to be a bloody match, and it's going to be
It's been a while since I think there's been a card like this where this many matches I've been like, I don't know who's going to win, honestly.
Yeah. And honestly, that's the best way we should go into this. Like, you don't know. Like, we can make points for anybody, and I love that. I think that's fantastic.
Anything else before we get into the main event here?
Main event. It's time for the main event.
Main event, the Battle of the Atoms. The Chernobyl of wrestling main events, if you will.
The only reason Adam Cole's hitting the gym more is because of Mr. Zach. We all know
that. That's right. Mr. Zach coming for Britt.
That's right.
Bebe needs to be worried.
Watch out, Adam.
So many ways to go, right?
There are. Could Adam win? Will Adam win? Will Adam get destroyed? There's a lot of questions about Adam here.
I think Adam's going to win.
Adam's totally going to get his ass kicked.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Adam.
All right, well, Adam.
In all seriousness, I could be way off base here, but is this a Kenny Omega return moment? Or am I just way off base here?
I would say no. And this is more of me being, from what I've read, because of the damage he had done to his body while he was running with that title, where I read, what was it, Full Gear? The morning of Full Gear, when he went to the weight room, he could not bench press a pound. He couldn't lift anything. He was so battered. I don't know if he had he had a hernia. He just had broken rib. He had so much damage. I think I told Scott, we don't see Kenny Omega in 2022.
Yeah, no,
gotcha.
I agree with you on that. I think he's gone until 2023. I don't think
all
we see
in
him.
Maybe or winter is coming or something in 2023, whatever.
That would be a fun. That would be a good reveal for him to come back. But yeah, he's gonna be on the shelf mending for quite a while.
Okay, well that helps dictate my pick. Then I'll have to rethink about it. Because I thought Kenny could come back. I don't think he needs to wrestle per se.
I mean, that's true. I mean, I actually, yeah, that is interesting. But who does he help win?
I was going to say Adam Cole, but
my only, I guess for me, like my only rebuttal to say he's going to help Cole is that Cole's brought in Jay White. He's kind of not been doing what the Bucks, who are supposed to be in charge, have told him to do. So it's very interesting. Like when Omega comes back, oh God, things are going to get absolutely insane. And I'm sad that he's still injured. But yeah, no, I mean, oh, man.
But you know what? This injury and his lack of being there, I think adds to this all. Because it's like, okay, the best way I can explain it, it's one of those things where, remember when you were a little kid and you were being a little shit and your mother's like, don't make me call your father to come home from work.
Yeah, all right.
That's exactly the way I'm imagining this. When Kenny comes back and little itty bitty Adam Cole has been a naughty boy, he's getting his ass whooped.
Okay. All right.
But also, if I'm not mistaken, he's very heavily involved with the AEW game, too.
That is true.
Gotcha. All right. So with that news, I'm going to go with Hangman Adam Page for my pick.
Cool.
So get some cowboy shit. I think he's done great with the title. He's impressed me with it, with his matches. I didn't think he. The past two matches he's had have been great. Even the Archer one was good too. So, Hangman MJF all out. What?
Right.
I would Hangman fight at Double or Nothing. What do you think that would be? Just think about that for maybe next time.
That's true. Yeah, we're gonna have to do something before Sam and I take off. We can do our picks for Double or Nothing. But for this, I'm agreeing with you. I think Adam Page is gonna retain. Part of me feels, depending on how the tag match goes, that the Bucks might turn on Cole.
I'll let you continue your thought because I was going to expand on that.
Nope, that was all I had.
I have so many questions.
What my statement was going to be: it is Page. Hangman Page is going to win the match. And it doesn't matter what happens in that tag match because both teams are going to get involved and cost Cole that match.
Okay.
Now, whether it's, and I don't know how it's going to play out where Red Dragon come out and help him, and then the Bucks come and like stop them, and then they, Cole's like, "What the hell are you doing?" And they super kick him or something like, whatever it might be. One of those two teams is going to cost Cole the match, and it's going to start the Elite taking on the Undisputed Era.
We'll just call it the Era.
So is Hangman back with the Young Bucks then in your fantasy book?
That's tough because I know.
Anyways, I think it's just I think they're gonna try to screw over Adam Page, and I think Dark Order might actually get involved and try to help Adam Page. Maybe chase the other teams away, and that might distract Cole long enough to get Buckshot Larry all the way to freaking back to Rampage.
Or Ring of Honor.
Or Ring of Honor. That is very true too. I can't express enough how excited I am that ROH is now in play again, being under the AEW banner.
Like in play.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
seem very excited.
I am. I'm very excited.
There are many possibilities, because those tag teams could involved. Dark Order couldn't get involved. But
Mr.
one
Zack
thing
get
I
involved.
haven't. What was that?
I said Mr. Zack could get involved.
I could do ridiculous booking that will never actually happen that I just want to see. But one thing I haven't heard anyone mention that I had a question about is the Danhausen curse and how long does one of those last? Like, is it a one-night thing? Because Adam Cole was cursed, right? Night he lost to Orange Cassidy. Is that a one and done thing? You're cursed, you lose a match, it's over. Is it for a month? Is it for life? So if Adam Cole is still cursed for this match, that will definitely be a factor. So I am picking Hangman Page for that reason.
All right. Interesting. All I know about that curse is it's very nice and very evil. That's as much as I know.
It's Mr. Zackhausen.
Yes, Mr. Zackhausen. Oh my God.
The one and only.
Something to think about.
We got our picks in. I'm looking forward to this. I'm super excited.
Me too.
It's funny because I'm looking over these picks, and there's not a lot where we all agree. The first match with Hook, and then Adam Page.
The second match. That's the one I wanted to change.
Oh, the Statlander Layla Hirsch.
Yep.
You know what? I'm curious. I want to let Riddler here, huh?
Okay.
He wants to change. I'm curious. I'm more than happy to let him change.
He has
not solidified this podcast.
No, I think, in all seriousness, I think legit Layla Hirsch will probably win. But what I was trying to say with the Ukraine-Russia conflict thing is all about what Scott said. Like, she comes out sometimes with that Russian gear. I'm not saying, like, she wants that to happen. Like, dude, she's probably boycotting all that crap. So I'm changing the pick, and I think they're going to do something for raising money or awareness for maybe she comes out with Ukrainian colors. Something cool like that and support, and I think that'll put her over even more. So I'm going legit Layla Hirsch.
All right.
We're not going to go with WrestleMania. Was it 7? Sergeant Slaughter and the Iron Sheik.
Oh yes.
Miro and legit form on the line.
Oh man.
Just saying, man. It's crazy shit going on though, because there's like a Russian or like a nuclear facility on fire right now in Ukraine. So
good old Chernobyl. Old Faithful, as we call it.
Not good stuff, man. Not good stuff.
No.
Well,
thanks God for Tony Khan,
Yeah, no, at least Ring of Honor. That's in a world of what's going on right now, we got Tony Khan, Ring of Honor, and AEW. Well, we're booked. We're good to go. There's not much more to be said about this pay-per-view. Guys, I want to thank you guys for joining us again. It's always a blast. We hope to invade your podcast again soon at some point.
That was fun. Please do.
Yeah, I'm thinking about bringing one of you guys on, help me book an episode. So one with Scott, one with Sam. Let's see what we can come up with.
Ooh, yeah,
I like that.
Same.
You guys are talking about how you want to do more fantasy booking.
Mr. Zach's willing to take a break for 2 weeks or for 2 months. So
I'll take a break. Dr. Britt Baker eventually needs to take a break a long time from now in the future. I might need to take a break sometime soon.
They're actually not. Should we assume they're not related? If you're both taking 2 month breaks.
Ideally, they would be. She seemed pretty impressed by me when we met in person at that signing. Love at first sight, some might say.
You had one job, man. All you do is ask her to come on the podcast. You had one job.
Dude, I told you I blanked. I had it all prepared, and as soon as I stepped up to her, I had nothing.
The Vapor Law. It happens. It happens to the best of us.
Zach went home and started playing Every Breath You Take by the Police.
That is correct.
Oh, man.
I have some serious problems. But hey, guys, thank you for listening. Don't forget to check out our post show when we do drop that. And as always, if you don't already do so, please follow us on Twitter at Above the Ring. I almost did it, Scott.
You almost did.
Please follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube for Above the Ring. You can find me as the SOB Official and Scott at Scotty J Stream. Riddler and Zach are on Back to the Ring. You can find them on Twitter. You can find them on Spotify and all other streaming platforms. On your streaming platform, please make sure you like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, leave a review. Tell people why Above the Ring, Ship It Studios, and Back to the Ring are the podcasts of your choosing and why they should listen to us as well. Thank you so much for listening. As always, don't forget to ship it. And as always, do not forget to join the Bedlam.